This video is a wellness experiment video. For 7 days, I am going to be trying EFT tapping. So some of you may be familiar with EFT and some of you may be thinking, what is EFT? So EFT is short for Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as tapping. And a quick Google search will tell us that Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, or tapping, is a therapeutic tool combining acupressure and cognitive behavioral techniques to reduce stress, anxiety, and emotional blockages. It involves tapping on specific body meridian points while focusing on a problem to calm the nervous system, lower cortisol, and promote self-acceptance. So why do I want to try EFT? Well, first, I am always willing to expand my wellness toolkit and learn more healing modalities and ways in which I can support my mindset and nervous system. And EFT is a really excellent modality from what I've heard. I know people personally who have benefited a lot from using it, especially fellow business owners and entrepreneurs and people in the wellness space. And it's something that keeps coming up in my life. I keep seeing more articles about it, hearing more people talking about it, and as an intuitive person, when I notice patterns like that and certain things that keep popping up in my life more and more, I take that as a sign from the universe that maybe this is something I should pay attention to. And the other layer and the other reason behind why I want to try it is because as somebody who's pursuing building a brand and business, I am being met at my edge when it comes to what my nervous system is expanded for and how much I can receive. Entrepreneurship, any fellow entrepreneur or business owner will tell you that it's the ultimate personal development challenge. You have to meet all of your fears, all of your insecurities, all of your discomforts when you are building and growing a business. And something I've been noticing about myself for the last couple months when I've declared that I'm going to put everything I can into my business is that I'm meeting these walls more often. I am resorting back to some of those patterns and habits that I know are not beneficial for helping me with my business growth. And I'm doing that because my nervous system is retreating back to an old way of being. It's retreating back to safety. So I think by learning EFT and trying EFT, it's going to just be another tool that's going to help me expand my nervous system and support my nervous system as I am pursuing really big things. As far as my past experiences with EFT, I have dabbled in it, but I've never actually fully went all in on EFT before. I've never decided to actually do it every single day for a certain length of time to really give it a chance and see if it's something that will work for me and something that's beneficial for me. And for this challenge this week, I have decided to follow one business owner, one content creator that I love so much. Her name is Rochelle Fox, and she is the co-owner of a business called Mindspo. And Rochelle Fox has been one of those people that I follow on social media who has been really talking about the topic of nervous system regulation and EFT as one of those tools that can help you. On her YouTube channel has posted quite a few videos on different EFT practices. So I thought these are going to be the perfect videos to use for my challenge. So I just finished my first EFT tapping session with Rochelle, and so far I'm open to the process. I can't say that I've had an experience yet that's been mind-blowing, but I can definitely see how it can help with solving emotional blocks and working through emotional blocks, because the process really involves you calling out what you're struggling with in the moment and then actively tapping through it. So I think that's going to be a really cool thing to explore over the next few days and to complete sessions on different topics. Like this one was for stress and anxiety relief. And I know yesterday I was feeling pretty stressed around my business because the day before I was taking a lot of big aligned action and doing things outside of my comfort zone. And I can feel that like retraction from my nervous system. So this video that Rochelle has about tapping for stress relief, I feel like is going to be a very good tool for me for when I am in those moments. I do believe in EFT's ability to expand my comfort zone and to expand my nervous system's ability to do more and to handle more. And that's why I'm doing this experiment. So first impressions, first day is in, I'm feeling good, and I'm looking forward to how the rest of this experiment goes over the next 7 days. This is day 2 of my EFT tapping. And yesterday I didn't feel a lot of power with the practice that I did. And I think that's because yesterday I just, for my first time, just did the stress one just to try it out when I wasn't actively feeling stressed. So today I'm challenging myself a bit more because I have chosen to do one today that's about money blocks and healing your emotional blocks around money. And for me, this is something that has been something that I've been working on for years now. I have money blocks. I used to have a lot more a few years ago, and I've been working through them, but I still have some. They still exist within me. So I feel like this one maybe is going to be a lot more helpful for me because I know I have some blocks around money that I'm working on. So maybe this EFT tapping session will be more potent because it is actively focused on healing blocks around money and wealth. Honestly, I was not expecting to have that reaction. I started tearing up halfway through that, realizing that there were these blocks that I had that I wasn't even really aware of around money, and it just started making me feel emotional, but at the same time, it felt like a release as I was tapping through it. So it felt emotional at first, and it felt heavy, and I could feel it in my chest. And then by the time the session was over, I kind of felt like that heaviness in my chest had been alleviated. Almost like doing the EFT tapping session just allowed me to work through that money block, and it just, it felt really powerful. This is the first time that I've ever done an EFT session where I actually had an emotional experience. I've heard people talk about how it can bring up emotions and how you're, actively, like basically the whole practice of it is to bring up something that's a block within you and work through it. But I haven't personally experienced that until this session right now. There's definitely something here like that felt powerful, and I'm grateful for that experience because I went into this not even knowing what the money block I was going to focus on is, and then it came to me as I was going through the session, and then I felt the buildup of emotions around it, and then was able to work through it a bit and release it, and like that whole experience just felt really powerful. So after this session, I'm really starting to shift my opinion around EFT. I think it actually can be really powerful and impactful for me. So I'm just gonna go rest and relax a bit now. I'm excited to check back in with you tomorrow when I do day 3. Today's day 3 of EFT tapping, and for today's video, I'm going to do a tapping video on attracting wealth and abundance. Obviously, my session yesterday was emotional, which I wasn't expecting. So now going into these EFT videos, I don't even know what to expect. But as always, when I'm trying anything new, I just keep my mind open to whatever wants to come through, whatever feelings want to come through, whatever thoughts want to come through. And I just embrace new experiences with curiosity and openness. Okay, so I just finished my EFT tapping for attracting wealth and abundance. And I have a few thoughts. First off, that was the longest one I've done thus far. It was about 15 minutes. And the other ones I've tried are about 10 minutes or less. So that one was the longest. And I do find with longer EFT sessions, and this happened when I first tried EFT a few years ago as well, is that I get like impatient, and maybe that's some resistance showing up. But it's almost like the idea of like tapping on yourself so many times just over and over. It's like I almost get this like inner resistance of like, why am I doing this still? Like whenever it's a long session. So maybe that's something I need to look into, because I'm sure it's like some form of resistance, but it almost starts feeling like annoying to me to like be doing this for so much, like for such a long amount of time. It just feels abnormal, I guess, and strange. So that's one observation. Another observation, and this might just be because I'm doing this experiment with watching YouTube videos, right? Like I just find there's some statements, especially at the beginning, because the EFT is all formed around, you start with like the way you feel first. So you acknowledge like your negative feelings about the topic, and then you move into more empowering statements. But I find sometimes some of the negative feelings, and maybe it's because I'm a big words of affirmation person, like if I'm watching this video and they say one of the negative statements that doesn't feel true to me, like there was one in this video that said, I feel this unworthiness in my stomach or something like that. And I'm like, I don't feel that way. So I just opted not to say those statements when they didn't feel true to me. And like I said, it could just be because maybe EFT is something that's more effective when you're writing your own statements. Like maybe it's not always beneficial to watch a general YouTube video on it if the feelings that you're gonna have to state aren't really true to you. Hey, Future Julia here. I am editing this EFT video right now, and I just wanted to share, I had DM'd Rochelle on Instagram to ask her opinion on that question I had about if we should be saying statements during EFT that don't feel true to us when we're listening to pre-recorded EFTs. And she essentially reassured me and confirmed my suspicions that we really shouldn't be repeating statements that don't feel true to us. And instead, we can replace those statements with feelings that we are actually feeling. So for example, if you're in an EFT and it says, I am feeling this discomfort deep in my stomach, but maybe you're not actually feeling like stomach discomfort from the feeling you're tapping on. Maybe you're feeling it in your chest, for example. Like change the wording in it to fit how it's affecting you, because that will make the EFT session more powerful. So I'm really glad that she reaffirmed that for me, because I just wasn't entirely sure if I should be changing it to match my needs. So of course, Rochelle, she's amazing. She came through, answered my question, and I wanted to make sure I included it in the final cut of this video, just in case you were wondering something similar. Yeah, in general, so far, I mean, this is the third day, but it's been a positive experience, because at the beginning of each session, you have to share where you're feeling with that negative emotion on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the strongest negative emotion. And I feel like most of the time I'm doing this, I haven't really felt very emotional at the to start doing the EFT. So I'm usually somewhere around like a 5 or 6. And then by the end, I feel like I get to like 4 or 3. So it does improve for sure, but I have yet to do a session where I'm going into it actually feeling a really powerful emotion in the moment, like either really stressed or really upset or something like that. So obviously I don't wish those negative feelings upon myself over the coming days, but I am going to challenge myself to, if those feelings do come up, those negative feelings do come up, to find a matching EFT tapping that I could do in the moment to see if it's really, really effective for when you're feeling the negative feelings in the moment. I would love to, you know, be able to test this modality when I really like need it. So we'll see what the future brings over the next week. But yeah, this one for attracting wealth and abundance, I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it, but you know, I'm still learning about this modality, so I'm still remaining open to my feelings shifting around it and seeing what the following days bring. So I'll check in with you on the next one. So I just got off of work, and for some context, I work at my day job, and then in my spare time when I'm not working, I'm working on my YouTube channel, working on my business, working on Living My 2.0. And today was just one of those days where I'm just feeling a little drained. I just feel like sometimes it feels like I'm having to juggle a lot of things, and I just get into a state of overwhelm sometimes, thinking about how I want to be growing my business and working on it more, but I also have to work a day job, and sometimes it's just overwhelming. If you know, you know. So for my EFT tapping today, I am going to tap on feeling overwhelmed and hopefully reduce some stress and bring some more calm into my evening. So that's the goal for that one felt good. I have that same feeling like when I do a really relaxing meditation or a sound healing bath, like a sound bath. I just feel like this sense of zen. So I really, really enjoyed that one. And I think I'm going to revisit it again the next time I feel any sort of overwhelming feelings or stress or anything like that. So yeah, that one was a good one. I'll see you in the next one. So today I'm just chilling in bed. It's not even bedtime yet, but I just felt like getting a little cozy in my bed because today's been a little bit more of an emotional day than I usually have. Sometimes you just, you know, get caught up in your own thoughts, and I didn't have a great sleep last night, so I just don't feel like I have the same emotional resilience that I normally do. So I thought the best thing to do would be to tap it out. So today's EFT tapping I am doing is called EFT tapping to connect with your body. And it's a nervous system reset tapping session, which honestly I feel like will be very good for me right now. I really enjoyed that one because not only did it let me tap back into my body and just reconnecting and resetting my nervous system, but it also just was really about allowing yourself to feel everything you're feeling without pushing it down. And I think for me, I think I've just been a little hard on myself today. I think this session just allowed me to kind of work through that and just gave me permission to say that, you know, my feelings are valid and it's okay to feel them, and then, you know, to release them and just to kind of cleanse. So that felt nice. I'm gonna go have a restful rest of my evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. It's Friday night. It's the start of the weekend. I'm feeling good energy today. I'm excited, feeling happy. And for today's EFT, I am going to tap into these abundant feelings by doing a Attract Abundance EFT session. So this EFT tapping I'm about to do is about clearing money blocks so I can become my most abundant self. And that's why I'm excited to do this one tonight, because I know there's always work to do there. This is what personal development girlies do on their weekends. They work on their personal growth. This is my idea of a fun Friday night. That one was my favorite one I've done so far. That felt so good. This is the first EFT tapping I've done where I actually feel super empowered afterwards. I think some of the other ones I was doing for managing stress and overwhelm and things like that, it was more about just like releasing a negative feeling, whereas this one, it is kind of around releasing negativity, like releasing blocks around money and things. But this is the first time I was doing an EFT where I just started feeling like very smiley and like lit up, and I had a lot of like energy going through my body, and I felt giddy. Like at some points of it I was like actually like because I just feel like it was really effective for helping me release some of those negative feelings that I generally feel around money, like some of those limiting beliefs that I have. So this one, just the way, the visceral like reaction I'm having to it, I know that this is going to be a really good topic, like abundance and overcoming money mindset blocks. Like this is going to be a really good topic for me to continue working on, because obviously the way I'm feeling right now, it's like, it tells me that this is like a positive practice for me to start working on my money mindset more. So I'm so glad that it brought out this energy in me. I have now completed my experiment of doing EFT tapping every day for 7 days, and now I want to share my thoughts and experience. So number one, my opinion on EFT tapping has changed after doing this experiment. My mindset has shifted in regards to my opinion on EFT from where I started to where I am now. So before doing this experiment, I had dabbled in EFT tapping before. I had tried it once or twice, and I had written it off as a modality that didn't work for me. I thought it was great for other people. It doesn't work for me. My previous experience just was telling me that it was either too triggering for me, or it just wasn't that effective, or I kind of found it to be annoying and not really feel that good to do. So because of those reasons, I had written it off. And doing this experiment for 7 days, I allowed myself to open up my mind to the possibility of EFT being effective and wanting to give it a real chance, which is why I did it every day for a week to really see how it would make me feel. And as a result of this experiment, I have felt the positive effects and the potential of EFT, because I think it is something that you have to do for a while and gain momentum on for it to be truly super effective. So I'm glad that I did this experiment, because it has opened my mind to the idea of incorporating EFT into my life on a regular basis. And with that being said, the second takeaway I've had is that I am definitely going to incorporate EFT tapping into my life. I want to embrace this modality. I want to find ways to incorporate it into my mindset and wellness routine, because I do think that it's a powerful practice. And just in this short week alone, I have felt shifts and changes, and I felt emotions that I had as a result of doing the EFT tapping. Like, I felt during the sessions how effective it could be. And I was really lit up by it, and my eyes were open to the idea of this being a really great practice that can positively impact me. So I am definitely going to go away from this experiment knowing that I am going to be doing EFT a lot more often. I think EFT is one of those practices that's really helpful for being able to move through emotions in the moment. I think sometimes I can relate to this, and I know other people probably can, is when you're stuck in a negative emotion, sometimes you just have trouble working through it in a timely manner and as fast as you want to be able to work through it. And EFT is an outlet for you to actively move through a negative emotion that you're feeling. And I think that's the power of it. So I definitely find that this is a practice that will be very helpful for me to incorporate into my wellness toolkit and have as a resource that I can refer to if I ever do feel like I'm stuck in a sticky, negative mindset and I want to work through it. And this experiment has reminded me and taught me two really important lessons that I wanted to highlight and share with you. The first one is to have an open mind and be open to exploring a modality that maybe you've had an impression about that may not be helpful for you, or that you don't like, or that doesn't feel good. Like, I really think that we grow the most when we approach things that we are hesitant about with curiosity and with openness. And like I said, for me, EFT is something that I had dabbled with in the past, and I never really gave it a full chance before writing it off. And now that I have given it a full chance and doing it every day for a week, I really realized that I was holding myself back before by just kind of completely writing it off and saying that it wasn't for me, when in actuality now I can really see myself incorporating it into my life. So I just encourage you, if you're on a personal development journey and you're exploring all these different wellness and mindset modalities, just be open to ones that even at first you may think, that's not really my style, that's not really for me. I think we do ourselves a disservice by not being open to trying new things. So it's really a great lesson in trying new things and being open to the possibility of something that you maybe thought wasn't going to be for you actually being really great for you, and maybe being the catalyst to getting you to your next level. Maybe it's the next modality that is going to shift things in a really big way and really change your life. So approach things with an open mindset. The second thing that I was reminded of as a result of doing this whole experiment is that the universe is going to present you with things that you are ready for in perfect timing. So when it comes to EFT, the whole reason I did this little 1 week experiment is because I kept getting signs about EFT. I kept having it pop up in social media for me. I heard people talking about it, and it just kept becoming present in my life. And when things like that happen, I take that as a sign from the universe that I am supposed to pay more attention to this thing. And that's why I decided to embrace EFT and try it again. And now that I've had a positive result going through it and experiencing it for myself, I realized that this was all purposeful. And the purpose for me in this time in my life where I'm at in my wellness and personal development journey is I really feel like I needed EFT to be incorporated into my life, into my wellness routine because of where I am right now in my personal development journey, the journey I'm on to step into the version of me that's a successful business owner, that's financially abundant. In order for me to be that person, I have needed to expand my capacity to receive. I need to expand my capacity to regulate my nervous system. And EFT is one of those tools that allows you to do exactly that. So the whole mindset that I've had about this whole thing is that EFT and this idea to try it and embrace it again came to me because this is a tool that's really going to be able to serve me in this next chapter of my personal development journey. And I've realized that maybe the reason EFT didn't work for me a few years back is because it wasn't right for where I was in my journey, but now it is. And that's why the universe brought it to my attention again. And that's why this experiment has been positive for me. So just remember that sometimes there are certain things that maybe didn't work for you in the past, but maybe they're meant for you now. So be open to receiving those signs from the universe, be open to your curiosities, and allow them to bring you to places and to expand your horizons to things that maybe didn't work for you in the past because maybe they're gonna work for you now. All right, my friends, so this has been my journey practicing EFT for 1 week. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took away something from this video. Maybe you're going to try EFT now, or maybe you're just going to be open to all the ways in which you can expand your horizons. You can improve your mindset. You can support your nervous system. You can change your life. There are so many modalities, so many amazing things that you can do to create positive change in your life. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting. Please feel free to give it a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I have more wellness experiment videos coming your way, and I can't wait to share them. And I will see you in the next video.